Garden in New York. Game 2 of the semifinals of this year's NIT as the Bulldogs of Georgia are taking on the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Hello once again, everybody. Ron Franklin along with Bill Raftery. And I'll tell you what, good crowd on hand. They saw a great overtime game in the first one. This one could be equally as fine. Let's talk about Georgia. The young man, Jumaine Jones, has really stepped up and carried them.
He understands how to play the game now. He'll shoot the three. That's not his biggest asset. I think running the floor, getting out early, posting up, good elevation, good understanding, very competitive. A terrific rookie year.
Well, for people who follow the Big Ten, you cannot talk about Penn State without Lisicky's name coming up in the next breath, because just as Jones has done, he has done for the Lions as well.
All the scouting reports are trail him, hug his hip, don't let him get free. He gets the puppy set. He understands how to set his man up. He's very active. See the little drift to the box and then the screen down. Gets rid of it as quickly as anybody in the country.
So the Minnesota Golden Gophers have advanced to Thursday night's championship game. Now 2 more teams pursue the path to the finals.
Won't keep pressing on to a higher ground. Can't let nothing stop. I said we've come too far and won't turn around. Can't let nothing stop us now.
Waiting for the perfect time to buy or lease a new car or truck? The time is now, because at Ken Car in Quakertown, every vehicle in stock will be sold at 1% over dealer invoice. Pontiacs, Cadillacs, GMC trucks and vans, you pay only 1% over dealer invoice. All rebates and incentives are yours to keep, so don't miss this limited time event. The 1% over invoice sale, going on right now at Ken Car, Pontiac, Cadillac, GMC, Route 309, Quakertown.
There are a lot of names in the central heating and air conditioning business, but there's only one name worth remembering: Jack Lair Electric. Remember Jack Lair Electric because we're a family business who promptly installs outstanding Trane equipment at an affordable cost. Remember Jack Lair Electric when you want warranted installation by skilled professionals who install hidden duct systems while keeping your home neat and clean. For quality you can count on and a name you can trust, remember Jack Lair Electric. Call 797-LAIR.
What would you give to be more confident? What would you give for the knowledge it takes to move with certainty through every business day?
Just $3.90 a week brings you the Wall Street Journal. A personal finance guide and decision maker software is free with your paid 10-week subscription. Call now, 800-451-3700. That's 800-451-3700 for the Wall Street Journal.
Beauty, prepare to meet your beast. Excuse me, but if you dial 1-800-COLLECT...
It's 10 cents a minute every evening.
You know about 1-800-COLLECT super low rates, too?
Of course I do, silly.
Do you believe in destiny? 1-800-COLLECT, 10 cents a minute every evening.
ESPN's presentation of the NIT is brought to you by Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. And by Isuzu, builders of the completely reinvented 1998 Isuzu Rodeo. Isuzu, go farther.
Madison Square Garden in New York, and as I said, pretty good house. There's a lot of folks from Penn State have come in for this one. Take a look at a young man that's in his first season at Georgia, 19-14. If they win this one tonight, it's a 21-year. In the history of Georgia basketball, they have not had 3 back-to-back-to-back 21 seasons. G.G. Smith, Harrison, Chadwick, Jones, and Larry Brown, the starters. Ray Harrison, almost 12 a game, but really a calming influence. Really good job by the junior out of Lithonia, Georgia. And the starters for Penn State, this is the way they will go. Jerry Dunn. Third season. 49 wins, 36 losses, and here are his starters. 18 wins on the year for the Nittany Lions. Crispin, Lisicky, Ivory, Stevens, and Calvin Booth. They have won 8 of their last 11 games. Second in the NCAA is Booth. Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten. Now the road to the NIT semis. This is the way it happened. They won over Ryder. Lisicky, the leading scorer in that one. Then Booth took it over. 3-point win at Dayton. And Jerry says that win was key. And then I think a huge win also, Bill, in that 5-point victory at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech played solid basketball, and they just run so many good things. Their sets are intricate. They look for the jump shot. They move their big people around as you take a look at Georgia.
100 points on the road at Iowa. No easy task. 6 points over NC State. That one on the road. Then they came home and won that last ball game to move on. That one over Vanderbilt, 79-65. So Booth will jump it up against Jumaine Jones.
Georgia sets up different entries. Look at this nice quick look. You get him that many opportunities, he's going to convert. Beat Lisicky.
Brown comes away with the rebound. Georgia with tremendous athleticism.
And I think the big thing is Jumaine Jones down inside. He'll drift around. He takes Booth away from the goal. Look at this ability here, huh?
Put it on the floor, kissed it off the glass, and he has the first 2 of the night.
I don't know.
That could be a matchup problem considerably, bringing him away from the hoop.
It certainly is. I don't know if he had that in mind, that little kiss delivery, but everything else was beautiful.
I thought I heard him call it, Bill.
Dragon, but well, you got good ears.
Chadwick knocks down the 3, and quickly Georgia jumps off to a 5-0 lead.
A tough bat. Ooh, he was going cross court, and Brown stepped up in Booth's lane, caused the turnover.
Jerry Dunn looking on. One of the things that he said that before the shoot-around today, really concerned about the athleticism of Georgia and what they have to do as far as pacing in this ball game and transition defense.
And they're quick to the basketball just because of that athleticism. Jones with 2 early touches. A little push here. Nice little turn in the corner. Michael Chadwick can put it down the floor. That's what Smith does beautifully too. Can turn in, cause you some problems. You got to contain the penetration. But if you bring Booth away, you negate his shot blocking ability. And here's the pull-up and everything in position for the high.
You're right. That might not have been totally intentional. Lisicky picked up that foul. It's his first and the team's first. His dad is in attendance tonight. Going to take it all the way to the hoop with the left hand. Booth will grab off the rebound.
And how about that real smart play by Gigi? Get the shoulder in, take away the shot blocker.
But keep in mind that
here's a couple of heavyweights, by the way. Down on the box. Brown, solid defender. Jarrett Stephens.
Harrison blew right by Crispin. And Crispin saying, I needed some help. And that's another thing Penn State talked about today, and that's getting help on the penetration.
I don't know if he could have got help on that blow by. I mean, people weren't in position. Blinding speed. Got to take some clock off. Don't get the quick jack here. Get a little feel. Look at the tape. Pete's improved with the dribbling. They blow by people a little bit. They slip picks, too.
Shot clock is at 5. Puts up a prayer, and he scores. Wow. Titus Ivory, the freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Now I lay me down to slumber.
7-2. Larry Brown, he thought he was headed to the hoop, and boy, he didn't come close to anything.
Big, tough guy, though. Get him down by the box.
There is G.G. Smith's father, Tubby, of course, the head coach at Kentucky. Lisicky couldn't score it. Chadwick will get the foul. It's his first.
Tubby with the popcorn look, huh? Couldn't afford a meal, I guess. Is Saul alongside. I'm sure they flew up tonight, and they'll be back home after this one. It's got to be tough with the family. That first Georgia game. Playing against one of the first time, Saul and Gigi. And what a magnificent job he's done. Got a chance to see the South Carolina game, the last game of the year on the road. They beat Auburn, then they go to South Carolina. They were stepping up their game, and great run in the SEC tournament. Of course, now down to San Antonio. The popcorn will be a little tastier.
They may be playing as well as anybody in the country right now, Bill.
Absolutely. And he started here at Georgia, the fast pace, ability to shoot threes, get all over you defensively.
Jumaine Jones, they shut the door on him as G.D. Smith outside against Titus Ivory. And here comes the double as they come up with the help, and that's going to be a foul on Ivory.
Now, that's the same play, a little lift on the left.
Jirsa, of course, was on that staff with Tubby. There's his dad. Rod Sr. in to see this one.
Okay, he told his folks, come down and see me in April and May. Less pressure and stress.
The tip inside won't go, and Ivory comes away with the basketball, and the Lions with numbers here.
And they use the whole floor. What a nice job.
Ivory for three.
Boy, Georgia's improved their game, too. I saw them, coaches versus cancer, really, what a little shake here. Everything but, huh?
Harrison with an air ball to get the outlet pass, and wisely they hold it up. Jarrett Stephens, a junior out of Ferndale, Michigan, in the lineup.
Now, Crispin, one of the reasons they're better, too. He handles the ball better, gets him in the offense. Tough for a rookie in the Big Ten. Nice cut again. So mobile, so effective. Generally the jumper, but you've got to tie the laces and stoke up the fire to keep up with Pete Lisicky.
Nice job by the Penn State Nittany Lions in remaining calm and keeping their poise after falling down early. They can tie it right here. But the pass going to be stolen by Jones.
And he walked when he caught it. But that was the case. Crispin saw, then the defense recovered.
So there's a break in the action. 7-5, Georgia.
What goes downstairs alone or in pairs and even goes off-road. A thing, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's amigo. Amigo, amigo, for sun and love and joy. Amigo, amigo, it's fun for a girl and a boy. Amigo, amigo, for sun and love and joy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Amigo, new from Isuzu, battery included.
I remember when I was little watching the first satellites go over. But what's about to happen in space seems even more amazing. To put a space station into orbit, astronauts from 13 countries living there up to 10 years, that's a pretty great achievement. I'm Jon Donor, and I work mobile. I developed the grease that will lubricate the International Space Station air system. We might take breathing for granted on Earth, but it's very important for them. I feel very proud for mobile that we are a part of that.
Flowers are nice. How about a big box of chocolate? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Quit. Dumper. Go fishing. At Plank Road, we don't do everything well. Fortunately, beer is something we do well. Thanks and enjoy.
What?
Pete Lisicky's dad watching as Georgia leads by 2. Speaking of Lisicky, movement without the ball, some people don't realize how tough it can be.
And what's nice is the offense designed by Jerry Dunn gives him opportunities. I mean, they're patient, they find him. Generally, it's to shoot the jump shot, but that little curl, he's extremely effective. But more importantly, they understand that he's the guy that should get it.
All right, Billy, we have sparred now. A few jabs have been thrown. No big blows as yet. What adjustments do the two teams have to make to each other?
Georgia scares me with their foot speed. And I think that Penn State must take good shots, must balance the floor, prevent runouts. And that's key for them. And the quickness to rebound, to the advantage, Georgia.
Well, both teams equally as deep. Both play about 9 players. Crispin's gotten better loosening people up. The bouncer to boot tried to pick up the foul on Jones. Doesn't get the foul, but he gets the 2. Nice looking move.
He's not a power guy in that block, but he knows how to get his distance. Little pump got him the easy one. This is a tough match right here. Nice pump again.
Harrison lost the ball, and he's
got to walk first.
Nope.
Leroy Hendricks on top of it.
Tied at 7, about to go under 15 minutes to play in his first half.
Pretty. That's what they do beautifully. And the finish.
Booth on the follow-in for the first time tonight. The Nittany Lions are on top.
Well, that's where he gets the action done. That's his booth, right around the 10.
Jones. Jumaine just pulls up and hits it. We mentioned he was co-freshman player of the year in the SEC, of course, along with Tony Harris of Tennessee.
And Penn State's got to make them use some time on the offensive end. And what they do with Booth is they move him around. Anytime there's this, look at this back cut. Anytime there's a double screen, pretty good confidence there, huh?
Crispin just reached up and hit it.
A little toe dance along the baseline. Anytime there's a double screen, they slip to the goal. So we'll check it out if it occurs.
Good double on Smith. There's the open man. Chadwick's going to try to penetrate. Jones, and it has it blocked by Booth.
That left hand, so tough.
Not there, and the tip inside by Stevenson.
You don't move him. Oh, was he strong, but all because of the defense. The righty shooting, the lefty blocking Booth. Now this is to their advantage, I think, Penn State. Make Georgia become impatient. Maybe jack a bad one up. They're automatic switching there when they can.
Shot clock is at 5. Don't know if Harrison sees it or not. And a pass in the middle stolen by Ivory. And Stevens on the break. And gets hammered.
Oh, my God.
By Larry Brown. And, boy, he's holding his knee and his wrist.
That's not the way to give it away. That's a football foul from a football player. An intentional at the end of it. Let's hope he can get up and contribute. And I don't blame Jory Dunn. He's voicing how upset he is. That's one of those when the guys in front, guys don't know how to foul Ron anymore. The guy beats you like this. You see it after the nice steal, a little slide to the middle, and wisely giving it up here. Calvin doesn't want to charge. And this is when you can't get there, just let it go. Just let it go. Oh, fortunately, his head cushioned by the blow, and he is livid. I don't blame him all the way out. No. He's having
Larry, of course, is a tight end. You know, if you in looking at it again, he did push. I don't think he shoved him toward the standard.
No, it was just a bad foul.
Because Stevens is so big at 255 pounds, he couldn't slow himself down.
It's amazing there wasn't more damage. You're right, with the two big bodies. But the inability to give fouls. I mean, you swipe at the guy, you don't get the pop. He's ahead of you. There's not much you can do. Generally, you can't get there in time. Give him the deuce or swipe from the rear.
I see it. It takes 3 people to pick up Jarrett.
Well, they're on scholarship just to do that.
Oh, we are glad to see that he is up and okay.
Just a little gamey on that left knee. Now, we mentioned the open floor, the football player giving a football kind of a foul, and in his mind, probably that was incidental contact.
And that other
From that sport, it is.
You're right.
And that hopefully was one of those knee on the wood situations. And now they can pick the shooter.
But
what
you
an
can see
advantage.
there he didn't shove him hard.
No,
Just enough to knock him off balance. And Grays goes to shoot the free throw.
86%.
86%. That's pretty automatic.
They go from 69 to 86.
Brown is going to go to the bench. Larry, of course, this is his last year of basketball eligibility because he was used for 16 minutes his freshman year. And he has one more year of eligibility on the football team. He's a tight end.
I'd just like to block him for 4 quarters.
He is a very good player, and in fact has, I think, an excellent opportunity to play in the next level in football. Knocked it down, and here's behind the play.
And you can hear that thud, Ron. It's miraculous. And I don't think there was any maliciousness whatsoever.
No, I don't
it's
either.
just the mentality and the concept of how to give a foul. Escapes a lot of players.
Bill, this is a 15-2 run, and that ball is going to be stolen. Caused by Jones, and Chadwick will take it strong to the hoop and score. And that ends a mini drought by the Georgia Bulldogs.
And what a great anticipation by Jumaine Jones. Pretty me a walk, too.
Booth mistimes his jump, and the Bulldogs running again. Chadwick for 3. Tipped around. Jones is going to come away with it, and then stolen by Crispin. Little gingerbread.
Pick it up. Oh, Mommy. Get the yank off my brow. How about that one? Little Joe Crispin. I saw Dick McGuire tonight. That was a Dick McGuire. The old Nick, that Hall of Famer. Oh, a little lingerie lingering on that baby.
Jumaine Jones, and that was behind the NBA line. And again, these kids get confused as to where they're shooting from. Three-point game. About to go under 12 minutes to play. Jones with 7 points in the early going. G.G. Smith gets the steal and then throws it away.
Take the jumper. That's usually money. Good kick out.
Graves. Gyasi Cline-Heard, number 23 in the lineup for Penn State. Harrison pulls up, running, jump hook, and he's got it.
He's so tough in that lane. Usually from the top, that time, beautiful delivery. Everybody up at this end. This is dangerous. Now they wave him out. Smith very good at using the legs to get in position, and Crispin having just a little bit of trouble the last 2 trips.
Badi Oliver in the ball game. If Lisicky goes strong to the hoop, the intimidation possibly caused him to miss the shot, and then on the in line. So a turnover and a timeout with 11:03 left in his first half. Let's take another look at Crispin's around the wasted score.
There's always pressure to perform in front of a Polaroid camera.
Do something funny.
But what really works?
I like to go with the thumbs up. Doesn't come real naturally, so I like to practice it before going to parties.
I believe in the wacky face. I have a palette. I create art.
There's variations you can play with. I'll do the double.
I think the right prop is critical. Most people eat with a spoon. What's that? That's not comedy.
The sexy thumbs up.
People might not see the wacky face coming, but when it's there, boy, are they glad.
At the end of a long day, who offers the warmest greeting, willing to do practically anything for you, asking little in return?
That's right, the folks at Red Roof Inns, who greet you with a more genuine smile, make sure your room is clean and comfortable, and when it comes to the bill, ask for so little in return. Something that dogs wouldn't understand. They have no concept of money. Well, they have no pockets. Red Roof Inns, nice people and an honest value. Call 1-800-THE-ROOF. Oops.
Sir, is this your computer? Yeah, it's unusually thin, sir. Please open it. Is this large area the screen, sir? Yeah. Sir, the screen is abnormally large and unusually bright. I know. Not the usual computer now, is it, sir?
No, it's not.
Supervisor to station 12.
It's a showstopper. The High Note Ultra 2000 with Intel Pentium processor with MMX technology from Digital.
1-point game, Penn State on top. Take a look at Georgia's schedule, Bill, and the teams that they have faced off with this year that are Final Four teams. Lost to Stanford by 2, overtime to Carolina by 2, and lost to Kentucky twice.
Strength of schedule certainly helps you at this time of the year. They have bounced back, and I got a kick out of watching Tubby And Saul's got the red pom-pom over there, supporting their brother and son.
You know, Jerry Walters, an assistant coach for Ron Jirsa, said that Carolina loss took them several games to get over. He said they were just totally distracted. They had it won and then booted it. And he said our minds were not where it should have been for a long time after that loss.
So close, it does take a lot out of you. Nice post pass here.
Dribbled it off his foot. That's Cline-Heard.
And Oliver in the game there, we were both talking about missing practice with concussions. And
yes, Badi missed the game up at Iowa and also the game at North Carolina State. Doctors didn't want to clear him.
He had started 6 of the last 7 regular season games as well. Back screen to the box, pop out, and Dukes can shoot. That's where they hugged him pretty close.
Very streaky shooter, but you're right, he can. Adrian Jones in the lineup, and he is playing for the first time without a cast on his hand. As strong to the hoop, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Ray Harrison. Well, this Thursday, join Bill and myself for the championship of the NIT right here at Madison Square Garden, and that action begins at 7:30 Eastern Time. Minnesota is already there. Georgia, Penn State right now, and the winner will face off on Thursday with them.
And 54, Carl Jackson with the great step in. Boy, you love your big guys to support the guards, particularly the quickness of Georgia.
Dished it off, and right there is Carl Jackson. We'll give you the formula that normally Carl Jackson, they put him in to set the tempo defensively, and then Stevens comes in and plays a lot more minutes. But with that injury, now that's the reason Jackson back in the lineup.
How about that rebound? One arm holding, one arm reaching. Well, he really ran the floor well. Lisicky now, tough shot here.
Off the mark. That's Jones, Adrian Jones, who comes down with that rebound. Sophomore out of Atlanta. Deep. Hall couldn't hold on to it. Not a good pass. A lot of hands around.
Nice save there. Patience. Lisicky with a great look earlier to Jackson. What a nice feel. And Jerry Dunn just appreciates that end of the game in terms of its growth.
Ivory.
Pretty.
Dishes it off. Cline-Heard with the easy chew.
Garson. Gar's been around the rim a little bit. Now an assistant in Philly with the Sixers.
Titus Ivory with a beautiful assist on that, and it's a 5-point lead for the Nittany Lions. We're about to go under 9 minutes to play in this opening half. Georgia seems out of sync right now, and I think one of the things they're missing, and I think Jirsa was smart to do it, Brown being on the bench, they seem much more fluid when he was in there. Right now, Hall is in the game. He was a starter, but they got rid of him.
And I was just going to say the other problem is Gigi. I think they're a better team when he's there running the show. When you have guards who can run the show or are unselfish, particularly in this case, Pete Lisicky, who can attract people, it opens up cuts and passing lanes, and that's the area where Jerry Dunn says he has shown immense improvement. And here's the penetration you mentioned by Ivory, a little giveaway, and Heard able to convert.
20-second timeout is called by Penn State. Well, tune into Classic Sports tomorrow for the 1992 East Regional Final, Duke and Kentucky, and Christian Leitner's last second heroics. Mike Krzyzewski is going to be on hand as a special guest host. To get Classic Sports by ESPN, you can call your local cable operator or satellite provider. Tubby Smith got a little revenge back this weekend in a hard-fought win over the Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah,
and a ball game that could have gone either way.
I would think the people of Kentucky felt retribution for Leitner's famous delivery from the foul line.
9 turnovers already for Georgia tonight. On the season, you can see they average just over 14. 6 turnovers for Penn State, and one of the things that they have done during the tournament is take good care of the ball, and their 3 NIT games have only had 10, 11, and 11, so they are up a smidgen as well tonight in turnovers.
Now here's the stagger, and then they post up both.
Ball working against him. 3 on the way, off the mark, and there's Jones with a rebound.
Good solid check out that trip by Georgia.
G.G. Smith with that quick first step. He'll score it, and an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Boy, he can go by you, can he? Great penetration. He didn't have much room either. You look for some assistance as Lisicky's a little too deep there. He's got to watch. Harris, a nice little release at the end. Doesn't count, but effective.
Lisicky, that's a travel.
They just won't let you do that crossover move. Ron Jirsa expected that goal to count and go to the foul line.
I did too.
I
That's
know.
the reason I was. I was doing some other stuff on my sheet here, and I looked up. Larry Brown back in the lineup. Crowd hasn't really picked up on it yet, but I have a feeling that every time he touches, he'll get some boos from that Penn State crowd. Takes it right to the hoop and scores over Boo. Well, Larry's not real big, but he is a smart player.
They were giving him that jump shot. He wisely became a post presence with the bounce. Always active. The post guy's in good position to assist the cutters. Look at Lisicky, always working.
Booth, the left-hander, too hard on that one as he sends a rainbow over the hoop, does not draw iron. The other end, Chadwick lost the handle, and Brown right there to retrieve it. Adrian Jones going to go to the line for three.
And that's one of those, why would you shoot that one? Get a little flow going, the quick, and Lisicky bails them out with that giveaway. But that's exactly what Penn State would like. Let them take the quick one, check out, and you can go the other way.
Interesting distribution for Penn State as Adrian Jones misses the first one. Penn State, nobody's got over 4 points, but a lot of folks have scored.
Now they distribute it. Jerry Dunn's done a great job up there. Bruce Parkhill, who was an assistant for him, they had gotten it going and continues. How about his twin brother, Terry, assistant at Colorado? Those were some cute stories he was telling us today.
He said they still, but they're, what you ran into him in
last year at Winston-Salem at the NCAA.
Yeah. And he said that he will have people come up to him and say, so you're not speaking today? And he said, I don't know you. That's my brother, you know.
Well, he said the high school coach used to make them wear tape or wristband. He said that, unfortunately, we'd switch once in a while, but once I went out for a jump shot, he knew it was not my brother.
21-20, Penn State on top by one in what has been a very grueling and physical second semifinal game.
My idea of an American beauty? My Chevy Malibu. It's got more trunk space than Taurus and more room inside than a Camry. I shopped Chevy and I leased it for $219 a month for 36 months with a $1,369 initial payment. I got air, automatic, ABS. Oh, and get this. My Malibu won't need its first scheduled tune-up for 100,000 miles. This is the car you knew America could build. Hey, for $219 a month, I not only got my Malibu, I got a piece of the American dream.
Shop Chevy Malibu now.
At STS, we want you as a tire customer. STS Tire and Auto Centers offer you a great selection of name brand tires, convenient locations where you live and work, express tire service to speed you on your way, and low tire prices. Stop in today and get 4 tires starting as low as only $69.95. That's right, 4 tires for only $69.95. Who sets the pace in customer satisfaction? STS, yes.
Ice Sport, the cool, fresh scent of exhilaration. An aftershave and deodorants, new from Aquavelva.
Before I sing the national anthem, there's one thing I have to say. Bring on the funk.
Well, 21-20, and there's the twin in the seats. And you see, they are identical.
What's he doing up in the stands? Get down there and coach his team. I'm sure many a night he'd like to switch places when Penn State isn't playing well. I think Jerry would say, come on, Terry, help us out. 1-point ball game. Georgia 8 of 18, Penn State 9 of 21.
but 10 Georgia turnovers. They have not taken good care of the basketball. Greg Stevenson, number 42 in the lineup, a sophomore out of Fayetteville, North Carolina for Penn State. Wanting Booth to get him. Isolation with Brown, and he got this one.
So he can elevate just a little bit. If it becomes physical, it's to Brown's advantage.
G.G. Smith, the bounce pass stolen. Cline-Heard. About to go under 6 minutes left in this opening half, and just as tight as we thought it would have been. First game in overtime, won by Minnesota. 91-89 in that one. Shot clock is at 5. 3. It's at 2. Didn't get it off. Did not get it off. So a shot clock violation and a hand from the Georgia faithful on the defensive effort.
Yeah, not too bad. Switched it up a little. Not really a great inside scoring team. But if you can get Booth 6-7 feet, he knows how to separate from the weight and strength. He can be effective.
Bouncer to Jones, and he's got Booth way outside. And that three, good heavens, 25 feet.
He almost had a backcourt violation. Step back, he'd be in trouble. I'd give him 25 or 6, Ron.
Back-to-back threes for him, and he's in double figures. Jumaine now with 10. And we are tied.
Nice little look by Greg. Incidentally, Jarrett Stephens, the great Richmond player, is the brother of Greg.
Crispin dished it off, and whoop, touch last by Georgia, the official says.
They do a nice job finding people, but look at this. Now, you mentioned, look at him stepping back. That foot scraped the circle at half court. Get a little nylon by Jumaine Jones, and I saw him early. He just has improved his overall approach to the game. Playing like a seasoned vet at this stage.
Very quiet, unassuming young man. Just does it with action on the floor, tips the ball, and almost causes the turnover, and it was touched last by Booth.
Yeah, he slapped it down. It ended up hitting Calvin Booth. He did that early in the game at half court, denied the basketball, popped out. Long arms.
Under 5 minutes, first half. 11-9, the turnover numbers. Chadwick, they set him up for the three. He's well off the mark on that one. I mentioned to you that Penn State, in the 3 games they've played in NIT in turnovers, 10, 11, and 11. And almost at that margin in this first half tonight.
How about that pass? Ivory on the money.
If that's Jones, it's his second, and it is.
This is a good passing team. They're unselfish. Here's the bounce pass to set it up. Now the angle, too. You keep vision, pump fake. Doesn't get it up on the rim. And Hurd is very good around the hole. And he should be. Knowing Gar's game.
Let me change what I said. Only the first foul on Jumaine Jones. Team fouls are at 4 apiece. Dukes is going to come into the lineup. Jones will sit. Lisicky heads to the bench. Larry Brown with the rebound for Georgia.
A little spread here, 3-2. He can shoot it.
Dukes, that's going to be well off. And Booth inside with the rebound.
They really break. Go cross court. Nice look.
Ivory can't get it to tip, and Ivory comes back and gets his own return.
Hey, what's the time? They give it to him?
Yep. 20-second timeout.
Now, you know what's happening, though, in college basketball? Timeouts being called on those situations. You end up late in the game. Difficult.
Well, Bill, how about this one tomorrow? The best in high school basketball take to the court to show off their stuff, and you'll see the nation's best. You'll see it in person. You're doing the ball game. Corleone Jones is one. And how about the announcement by Ronald Curry today? He is not going to Virginia. He is going to North Carolina. That's naming just a few of them tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern. What, Norfolk is where you guys are, right?
Norfolk at the Scope. And Isabella Joel, going to Minnesota, by the way, is 7'1" performer. They are delighted. I guess the coaching change of Virginia switched Curry's thinking, too.
Yeah.
Or the unknown situation, although there's a lot of rumors.
Plume really seemed excited about that young man you were just talking about. Said he's the real deal.
Isabella.
3-pointers in this game. Georgia 3 of 7. Penn State is 0 of 4. Booth just outside the free throw line. That's not his shot necessarily.
No, not the one they'd like him to take.
And particularly under duress, which he was. G.G. Smith for 3. Now, G.G. was smarter. He shot it from the college arc, and he swished it.
Well, you know what he also did? He ducked behind the wide body as Larry Brown provided a little screen. I bet it's harder to watch your son than it is to coach you.
Oh, it's got to be.
Of course, he's got to watch Saul, too, though. He's got a double dilemma.
Stevens' son, I beg your pardon. Crispin knocks down the 3. Now, all of a sudden, Penn State is on the board with their first 3 of the night, and it's a 1-point Nittany Lion lead.
And Gigi had all the friends at Georgia. He opted to stay, had the option to go with his dad.
Stevenson with a reach in. His first, and the team's 5th. So there's a break in the action. We'll take it with him. 2:49 remaining until halftime. Penn State by 1.
At Plank Road, we don't do everything well. Fortunately, beer is something we do well. Ice Hops, thanks and enjoy.
What goes downstairs alone or in pairs and even goes off-road. A thing, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's Amigo. Amigo, Amigo, for sun and love and joy. Amigo, Amigo, it's fun for a girl and a boy. Amigo, Amigo, for sun and love and joy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Amigo, new from Isuzu, battery included.
Hello, Peterson, Henderson. Listen, can't talk, real busy. Just want to touch base. About that contract, let's get moving on it. Yeah, I'm a mover, I'm a shaker. Let's shake.
We make owning a cellular phone affordable.
Can't do it. Gonna be in Hong Kong.
So you can act like you have a lot of money.
Yeah, how's that stock doing? Up 2 5/8. Well, then sell.
Even if you really don't.
Sell, 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 sell.
Mom! Dad's doing it again!
Circuit City, you can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
When renting a car is part of your vacation, Alamo makes it part of your fun.
Don't worry.
Our Drive Happy rates help you wheel and deal.
Drive happy.
With unlimited mileage, guaranteed.
27-26, Empire State Building in the distance. Always a place where they're not lacking for activity. New York City. This is how close this game has been. It's a 1-point game, 45% and 44. The turnovers are inordinately high for both teams. We have mentioned Penn State has done a good job throughout the tournament taking care of the basketball. Georgia has as well. The difference is the 3-pointers.
And maybe the pace, too. Yeah, the 3-pointers obviously jump out at you. Penn State maybe pushing a little bit because that's what Georgia would like them to do. Rush their offense.
Subtle changes that you've seen, Bill?
I just think inside scoring is going to become very important because neither club looks to post anybody up. So they get some contributions from Jones down there, punish him a little.
G.G. Smith, they got him free, and he put up an air ball.
See, I don't think you can keep settling deep. I think one of the things Penn State hasn't been able to do is run their offense efficiently, which tells you how tough Georgia's been on the defensive end.
Titus Ivory. Back over to Crispin. Crispin averaged 32 points a game his last year in high school.
And in Jersey, they're Pittman.
Way outside is Titus Ivory. He hits the three-pointer at a 35% clip. They're now 2 of 5 from outside the arc. Oh, great cut. Harrison missed it, and Harrison also has been a different. He's been quiet tonight.
You know what they've been doing? Switching, and that's how Harrison got free. He cut from the foul line down through, no exchange, and unfortunately for Georgia, they weren't able to knock it down, but when in doubt, they played good defense and just relax a little. Don't get over and contest properly, and Ivory on the money.
And, you know, Harrison had not lost contact with him. It was not that bad a job defensively, was it?
No, not at all. They got them catching it way out on the floor.
Ransom takes it strong to the hoop, and he missed it. Wow. Georgia with a couple of those in the last 2 minutes.
Boy, that was acceleration, though. You can see they can turn a corner on this Penn State team. You got to make them, though.
And Crispin's dribble got a little high there, and Gigi almost picked his pocket.
He did.
And he did. Well, what Crispin will do is he will put that one as Jones tipped it undoubtedly after it was off the cylinder. It was very close.
You got to keep on playing, though.
12 points now for Jones. What I was about to say is Crispin will file that away, the young freshman. He's had to learn under fire, so to speak, this year with the injury.
He's got to control it. Danny Earl not able to play, and hopefully he'll get that 6th year. There's some talk that he might. But Crispin's got to protect the basketball. His little zone look. This was effective earlier.
Strong move inside.
So much for that.
Too hard. Jones on the follow will muscle it up. Can't get it to go. And Harrison tips it. Ivory, one hand. Too hard, and he throws it right back to Larry Brown.
Gigi can turn the corner, I think, on Joe Crispin. Joe's got to give some ground, get some help.
We better hurry. The clock is at 5 seconds.
Good defense right here.
Jones just off the rim.
How about that touch from Gene? By JJ.
12 points and 8 rebounds for the young man from Camellia, Georgia, played at Mitchell Baker. We are at halftime with our score. The Nittany Lions 32 and the Bulldogs 28. Chris and Digger, back to you.
Ron, thank you. Georgia, the hot team coming in. We said before, in edge and athleticism, but Penn State hanging around it up at the break.
Even though they're not shooting the threes, of which Georgia's 4 for 8 at one point, you got to credit what Penn State has done. Jerry Dunn's team is a solid team. They've won 7 out of their last 10 games. They're on a roll. And Pete Lisicky, these guys know, hey, why not? Let's get it done and have a Big Ten championship.
Winner gets the Golden Gophers on Thursday. Highlights of that Minnesota-Fresno State game that went to OT earlier at the Garden, plus some coaching news when we come back at the half from New York.
ESPN's presentation of the NIT is brought to you by Conseco, where our goal is to help you protect wealth, create wealth for life. And by Honda Motorcycles, celebrating 50 years with great deals during Honda Dream Days.
What goes downstairs alone or in pairs and even goes off-road. A thing, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's amigo. Amigo, amigo, for sun and love and joy. Amigo, amigo, it's fun for a girl and a boy. Amigo, amigo, for sun and love and joy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Amigo, new from Isuzu, battery included.
Nix on Yankee Cook. Hi, y'all are some more. I'm glad for you to see me.
Boom, here we go.
Cut it out.
Toss it.
That's looking good already, and I haven't even done anything to it.
Nice and thick they are.
Marbling through it.
It's like a concert.
Oh, done.
People are wild about it in the restaurant.
People love this dish.
I love pork so much. Come here, pork chop. Pork.
Pork? Hey, guys, we're popular again.
Yeah, with mashed potatoes.
That is good, I guarantee.
It's what most men can only dream about. Powerful engines, rumbling exhausts, miles of chrome, and over 175 channels. Right now during Honda Dream Days, buy a Shadow or Magna. Get a satellite dish and 6 months of DirecTV. Or choose 7.9 APR with no down payment. So why dream when you can ride? Honda Dream Days ends May 31st. You'll even get a commemorative pin for showing up.
Life is unpredictable. Sometimes you need health insurance. Sometimes you need life insurance. And sometimes...
Simone, è per te.
You need investments for the future. So at the Conseco Companies, our goal is to help you protect wealth, create wealth for life.
Nittany Lions by 4 at halftime over Georgia. Earlier this evening, Minnesota and Fresno State in the first semifinal game. This is a rematch of a game 3 months ago when at Williams Arena, the Gophers clobbered Tark's team by 20 points. A much closer game tonight at the Garden. Fresno State, well, they've been whittled down. 7 scholarship players. What is Terrence Roberson thinking? That was a technical. He goes to the bench along with Tark, but he wasn't chewing on foul. Gophers take advantage. Jacobson the 3. An 8-0 run. Gophers go up by 4 after that technical. Bulldogs, as they've done all year, battle back. 55 seconds to go. Heron to Rafer Alston, the New York native, knocks down the big triple. Bulldogs by 1. Watch the scramble here. End of regulation. 1 miss. Lewis. Is his foot behind the line? The referees say yes, it was real close. It's a 3-pointer, ties the game at 77. As Roberson looks on without him, Bulldogs must play overtime. Jacobson inside, he caught fire in OT. They go up 3 right there. Then Chris Harris, the drive, and a nice defense by Miles Carver forcing the miss. Gophers hit their free throws in overtime. Kevin Clark, a career-high 30. Jacobson had 24. Jermaine Folks leading Fresno with 25. Minnesota, they won the NIT back in '93. Clem's team in Thursday's final.
The big shot in the corner by Quincy. Your experience, solid backcourt, but he made a big one for you.
He made a big shot. You know, we want to go to Quincy. Sam down the stretch. Go to 3, or Eric Harris or Kevin, one of those 4 guys to take the 3. So Sam, next year, Quincy Lewis will see a lot of 3s because he's an excellent outside shooter.
They had an 0 for 7 drought from the floor before he hit that 3-point shot to force overtime. But Fresno State really helped the Gophers' cause, as it's been all year long. It's a lack of control on the part of Fresno State, this time manifesting itself in that technical.
I really feel bad for Tark because he's got his kids playing a good game. He's thin as it is. He has no bench. And they're in control of the game. They're winning the game. And the technical turns into an 8-zip run by Minnesota to get them back in, get the lead, and they take it over in overtime. Boy, that's real frustration. And the whole season's been nothing but frustration for the Tark man.
So Eric Harris, the New York native, gets to play another game in the Madison Square Garden. And also Sam Jacobson extends that career another game. You can see the championship game on Thursday night right here on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern Time against the winner of the game you're watching. The NCAA Women's Final Four from Kansas City, the Lady Texters against Summer Erb at NC State, then Arkansas at Tennessee at 9.
Introducing the Cecine Pizza from Pizza Hut. This ain't no ordinary pizza. It's a date with the Bomb Squad. It's oregano, basil, and garlic packed so tightly into the crust it'll make your eyeballs sweat. It ain't no Waltz of Matilda debutante cotillion. It's an all-out, in-your-face headbangers ball. They're having an all-night party in your mouth, and they ain't serving pate. This is the most intense-tasting pizza we've ever made. The energized, kicking the teeth mother of all pizzas. The new Sicilian Pizza from Pizza Hut for only $8.99. Can you handle it?
Got it. You want to go?
The all-new 1999 Mazda Miata. It's waiting.
Here's to the weekend warrior in all of us, pushing our bodies beyond the norm. Mercifully, there's an advanced medicine called Advil. When the pain sets in, and it will, Advil works fast, right at the site of muscle pain, stopping it where it starts. Muscle aches to headaches, Advil relieves all kinds of pain. Advil simply lets people do what they love to do.
Armed with the knowledge of the past, we move forward to create a better future for our children. As we look toward tomorrow, all eyes must focus on two key goals. The first is increasing the budget for education. And the second is what is the second goal?
Welcome back. At halftime, some coaching news, although this should not come as a surprise if you watch shows like this and listen to guys like Digger and Dick Vitale. Alabama will make official the hiring of Mark Gottfried, the head coach at Murray State for the last 3 years, guiding the Racers to the NCAA tournament and the OVC title. Gottfried is a former Alabama player in the mid-'80s. He was an assistant on UCLA's '95 national championship team. Now, Digger, talking about Denny Crum. Denny Crum, coming off the worst season in his 27 years at Louisville, gets the 4-year extension, which will take him up to age 65. Maybe he can now lighten up Louisville's schedule to make his golden years more pleasant.
Well, he is Denny Crum, and he is Louisville basketball, and undoubtedly he's the guy that's going to stay there as long as he wants. And I think he really enjoys he likes the coaching game. But when you take a look at other things going around the country, because I really feel like last year we saw there was some 63 changes in Division I coaches before the season started. This year, you're not going to see that many changes. I mean, a lot of schools panic when the middle major schools, you see...
well, there's some high-profile jobs. Let's say there's one in the Pac-10. Arizona State hasn't been filled. Virginia's going to be open. Texas A&M. So it's kind of one in each major conference, but it's not the flurry of last year.
No. When you see the Chattanoogas get in and when you see the Charlestons have success, then those middle schools want to be there. But what you're going to see this year, there will be musical chairs once Virginia, Texas A&M, and Arizona State are filled. But it's not going to be the same intensity as we saw last year. And the other thing you're going to see, a lot of coaches now, the veteran coaches, to keep them there and give them a little bit of security, are getting 7-year deals, no longer 5-year deals.
Does that mean we'll see the loyalty from the coaches to stick around and fulfill those contracts?
Well, I said the loyalty's there as long as there's that consistency with the rollovers. And I think that's really important today. When a guy knows that he has security, I look at it this way. I think you stay 10 years and go. I don't think you can stay 20, 25 anymore. I mean, we see what Coach K went through over the weekend, losing. And I know Mike, not as well as a lot of people, but I know he took this badly, especially when he lost to Michigan in December that way with a big lead in the second half.
You're not saying he's going to move on. You're just saying.
But I'm saying there's a certain point where you say to yourself, is enough enough?
All right. This news involving Ronald Curry, the All-American football and basketball player, saying, as expected, he will go to North Carolina and is withdrawing an earlier non-binding verbal commitment he made to Virginia. Curry will probably redshirt his first year in football and then join Coach Guthridge's basketball team as well. You can see him in action, part of the McDonald's High School All-American game, 8 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow on ESPN. We're back with some NBA updates.
My idea of an American beauty, my Chevy Malibu. It's got more trunk space than Taurus and more room inside than a Camry. I shopped Chevy and I leased it, $219 a month for 36 months with a $1369 initial payment. I got air, automatic, ABS. Oh, and get this. My Malibu won't need its first scheduled tune-up for 100,000 miles. This is the car you knew America could build. Hey, for $219 a month, I not only got my Malibu, I got a piece of the American dream.
Shop Chevy Malibu now.
When an accident occurs, these parts can be fixed, protected by insurance companies. But who protects these parts? Families torn apart both physically and emotionally, often leading to lost time, lost wages, lost lives. To protect you and your family, you need an experienced attorney. Peter J. Carrolley and Associates. Our primary concern is protecting you and your family. Peter J. Carrolley and Associates, because serious automobile accidents require a serious lawyer.
Featured game on the NBA calendar tonight. The Suns visiting the Jazz. Karl Malone backing in, hitting that unblockable hook shot. The Jazz had the early lead. The mailman had 19 points. Bad night for Phoenix here. Antonio McDyess baseline and the flush that doesn't go down. Later in the quarter, Malone passing. Adam Keefe, the former Stanford Cardinal with the punch down. Jazz led by 16 at the break later in the third quarter. Stockton for Greg Foster for the reverse dunk. 21 out of 23 now for Utah. Phoenix loses their 6th straight game against teams with winning records. Featured NHL game, Flyers and Devils. Patrick Elias passes to Bobby Holik to Randy McKay. The Devils lead 1-0. McKay not done. A big night for the Devils and another big night for Martin Brodeur, who robs Chris Stratton with the rapier-like glove save. Another look. That's why he's Marty. Still 1-0 Devils. McKay again. Randy, that rifle, gets the feed from Niedermeyer. Beats Hextall. Second power play goal for the Devils. Then McKay again. Watch this, a bad angle. Might have been deflected off the defenseman's stick. It gets past Hextall from the bad angle. It is the Devils' first hat trick of the season. McKay with all 3 goals as they beat the Flyers 3-2. Well, the Carolina Panthers have cleared at least the first hurdle to making Sean Gilbert a member of their defensive line, signing him to a contract that makes him the richest defensive lineman, worth almost $7 million a year. But to make it official, they'll have to reach an agreement with the Redskins to give Washington some compensation. They could get 2 number 1 draft picks, and other possibilities to get a number 1, and then a number of other draft picks over a number of years. But the first hurdle has been cleared for Sean Gilbert. More in the story with Kenny Mayne and Dan Patrick on SportsCenter right after the game, as well as a bevy of hockey trades.
Joey's already reading. Watch.
Crispy chicken nuggets.
Watch this. How many nuggets in 2 packs?
10.
Watch this.
No, that's one smart kid.
Wendy's 99-cent nuggets, the best bet in chicken.
Golf's not hard with Tiger Woods and the Air Zoom TW.
Today, basic tips on hitting the 300-yard fairway bunker shot. First, hit the ball 300 yards. Second, don't hit the ball more than 300 yards. If necessary, take a 3/4 swing. Third, hit the flagstick. This will leave you a very makeable eagle putt.
Next week, basic tips on difficult shots.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences. Gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. Don't fence me in.
Has he noticed a change? Can he tell I'm obsessed? I can't stop thinking about it. I must know what's going on. Talk to me.
For James Kramer, Herb Greenberg, and addictive financial news you can't get anywhere else, hit thestreet.com. It's free for 2 weeks. After that, you're on your own.
Kramer, you bad boy.
Thestreet.com. Blah, blah, blah. Not.
A good sweat isn't so good once the game is over. That's why there's Irish Spring Sport. It has an extra antibacterial ingredient that kills odor-causing germs better than regular soap. It's Irish Spring Sport. Play as hard as you like.
ESPN's presentation of the NIT is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com.
Well, the lights of the city, beautiful thing. Minnesota's already into the championship game. Will it be Penn State or will it be Georgia? 4-point game at halftime. And Bill, probably the thing that surprises me most about Georgia, they're not shooting nearly as well, but only 3 assists in the first half.
And they usually give it up to one another off that penetration. Also, I think whoever values the ball is going to win this game. They're both at 11 on a norm that they're not usually. They're going to be in excess of 20 at that number, but for Georgia, Jones has been scintillating.
You said that off the top of the telecast.
They need some support for him, I think. He's been able to find the lane, and this is just a beautiful little sweet kiss, but now the breakdown facing the hole. This is from about 25, and nothing but nylon. It's just inside points, and I think valuing the ball, they're both stuck on 11 with turnovers.
By the way, we also received word just a couple of moments ago that Jarrett Stephens, who went down very, very hard on this play in the first half. Larry Brown trying to make sure that he does not get the shot away. He possibly has a torn ACL. He is gone for this game and for the remainder of the tournament. They will, with further investigation, determine exactly how serious that injury is, and if it is in fact a tear. Boy, it could be this time next year before he's back.
That's all right. And I just want to reiterate, in no way did I think Larry Brown intentionally hurt or harm. He just gave that physical kind of foul. Players don't know how to give fouls at this point, plus that big body colliding too. Penn State, man-to-man. This is what I think they have to do. Turn the corner. There's that kick back out for the three that's so dangerous.
Boy, Harrison had this guy just to bring that pass down, and the soft 15-footer won't go for him. So the shooting woes continue for Georgia.
Man, that's not a bad look at all.
No.
Tough match here, I think, for Jones. He makes that little jump hook. Nice hustle by Jackson. 2 plays in a row. This time Brown gets nailed.
Second foul on Larry Brown.
Can't give him that look. He has had a couple and not converted. Probably a little bit shocked he's that free.
Well, he and Harrison both with great looks and missing the open jumpers to start this second half. We're about to play the first minute.
And
Sorry.
I'm not just, excuse me, Ron, not bad play getting Jones to the box.
Titus Ivory. Wow.
What's crazy about basketball, you do the right thing. I thought Jones at the box could do some damage. They end up with a breakaway on the shot.
34-28. I mentioned Minnesota's in the championship game. Overtime, 91-89. They won the first game as Booth sends that one back out.
Return, huh? Descender. He is a presence. Now, this is where he's at disadvantage, but he did run out and challenge.
Jones with the tip, and he was fouled, and I think it's going to be Titus Ivory who was backing underneath him.
And they're going to say 2 shots, too. A little controlled tip at the end of this. Brown gets it up, and you can just see the presence of Booth. The hurries and changes are tough to chart. But 327 legit career blocks, you can see how much he means in the interior defense. The player of the year in the Big Ten.
And as you mentioned, back in the first half, what's really interesting in watching him is he is not the type of physical player you would think Defensive Player of the Year would be.
Well, he understands. They also channel a little bit. And don't forget, their perimeter defense is suspect to speed. So if they can stay after a guy enough and lead him to Booth, well, lead him to that Booth, you're going to come up empty.
Jon Nordin, number 42, checks in for Georgia. Junior out of Lithonia, Georgia. Oh, Booth may have gotten away with a little bit of a travel. Booth, and they go right to work on Nordin. Lost the ball, and G.G. Smith couldn't hold on. Nope, they're going to give it back to Georgia.
Ivory may have shoved him, too. One of those calls that, well, let's give it to the little guy.
Rather
he had
than
a smile.
call a foul.
Right.
4-point game.
Michael Chadwick's done a great job on Lisicky, too. It's not an easy task chasing them all game.
Jones, quick release, and swishes it.
And he's got a little strut, too. Everybody's got a little extra.
17 points for Jumaine Jones. Averages 14.5, so he's there and hunting more.
This is all set up, this look, because Chadwick went to the slip guy Booth. Crispin popped out.
Nice job by Crispin, and actually in his new role, because of the injury to Dan, which you talked about in the first half, they're not looking for him to score quite as much. But as you can see, they're very capable of doing it.
That they are. And boy, you love if you're Penn State to see that even the Jones deep one, those kind of shots are going to get you out of a game.
4-point lead by the Nittany Lions. There it is. Lisicky.
Eventually, huh?
Largest lead of the night, 7 points by Penn State. Georgia jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Then the Nittany Lions went on a 15-2 run. Nordin blocked by get booed.
And what a look by Smith, down to 10. Tough match for Jackson. Oh, my goodness. Nice search by Harrison, huh? Well, there's some booths you just hope you run out of quarters. And this guy's one of them. Amazing interior defense. The rejection, that's a shot blocker. But Penn State's been doing it without. Their version of Pistol Pete. He's got cotton swab written all over him. He gets those open looks. It's usually money.
Harrison in and out, unlucky on that shot. You know, I talked about the distraction of the North Carolina loss. I mentioned in the NIT game up at Iowa, Ray Harrison, who's at the line, his home burned when during the season. Another distraction. He was distraught by that, and somebody tried to go in and loot the house that was not damaged. Anyway, just the whole thing was upsetting. And the coaches said all of those were distractions that really kind of led to a hole in this Georgia season.
Well, they bounced back well at the end of it, though. Nice little full court pressure. I think Ron's done a great job changing defenses during the latter stages of the year, mixing it up. All the tape you saw, they kept people
a lot of different looks
off their tempo, right, and a lot of different presentations.
Way outside with that one, couldn't get the shooter's roll.
I think Nordin on this one, at least it should be. Jon Nordin trying to be physical, do his job, and Ivory around the rim. Nordin, you'd expect him to do at least rebound or elevate himself without getting involved in this one. Oh, boy, what
so now they changed it. They're saying it is Harrison on the foul. He has two.
Well, Nordin.
Scalding hot cup of tea, Grandma. Thank you, Thomas.
Introducing the M-Class. It performs like a Mercedes, no matter where it goes.
Well, Ron Franklin, the ability to use people. Chadwick is matched up here, and as the ball is revolved, Crispin now makes his dribble move. Now here's the switch. Nordin steps up, and you just see now, you're going to see the big guy get to the box, and this sets up an opportunity basket. Now they try and switch back, and look who's wide open. Not a good exchange defensively, and a great read. That's what Penn State does. They yo-yo you around.
So the shooting in the second half, Penn State 50%, 3 of 6. Georgia only 1 of 7. Bill, they're barely above 30%.
And there's the slip. Nice little play. Gyasi Cline-Heard. What a nice read. They are so effective. Screen, slide.
Harrison. Well, great job of helping the middle after he got the quick first step. And that's good for the 3 by Chadwick.
You can't cover them all, can you?
And that kick-out's got to be there when they do get help in the middle, as they just did.
And it's just a little out of control, caused by good, solid defenses. Crispin got in the lane. Tough one to handle. Tough little guy, though. They come at him every game.
Ron Franklin, Bill Raftery coming to you from Madison Square Garden. 42-36, Penn State leads. Already a Big Ten team is in the final as the Gophers of Minnesota won in overtime over Fresno State in our first game.
A good hustle by Harrison. You usually know when you've missed.
Nordin got unlucky on that one. He was worried that he might get it sent back out as he did his first attempt.
Nice little fake and hesitation, though.
Larry Brown has had all the break he's going to get. He'll come back in replacing Nordin.
Now, no Jarrett Stephens, so the big guys are going to have to play longer as Nordin gets another one. It's tangled up with Calvin Booth. But that rotation that Jerry Dunn's so accustomed to, that's eliminated right now.
Yeah, it is, and that's something that had really worked for them because they got Crispin settled in at that guard spot. They got that because of the injury. But then Carl Jackson had been the starter, setting the tempo. Jarrett Stephens would come in and play 30, 31, 32 minutes. Now that rotation is gone.
And he's taking 14 points, over 60% from the field, and that's a lot to give up.
Because Carl Jackson doesn't score that much, barely, not even 2 points a game.
Chadwick with Lisicky now. He gets the feet set, right?
Yeah, and it'll go to Georgia. Booth fortunate they didn't get him for over the back, but there was no harm. 6-point ball game. Just over 14 minutes to play.
And what Ron Jirsa's done beautifully, not an inside impact game. And they keep searching. Here's a little double screen, circle play. And they've tried to maybe penetrate or kick like this. And it's been effective.
Harrison, and boy, that's what I keep saying. He's the guy that's got to get on board.
And he has had a couple of open looks and not converting.
He's the man they're missing tonight.
Look at that denial by Gigi, and the steal was simply by great defense by the little guy.
Gigi dishes back to Harrison, and boy, he can't buy one right now. Knocked out of bounds by Jumaine Jones.
He's not shooting it, though. He's just sort of flipping it, no rotation.
They're going to sit him for a minute, Bill.
Not a bad idea. Give Ray a little bit of blow and a counter with Derrick Dukes who can light it up.
And they're just looking for somebody to say, you got a hot hand, and go ahead and join this game.
And they need somebody to step up.
Yeah, they do. Down by only 6 points, but as I mentioned, they're probably under 30% right now. We'll check here in just a second.
That's his shot.
Back team in, and he's only 5 feet away.
And how about the size differential, too? Larry Brown can't elevate, nor does he have the size. Good play by Brown. Oh,
blocked by Booth. 4 blocks.
Well, he gets 4.4 a game. He's right there. Nice hands by Jones, and then the giveaway. Now, got to protect it.
Gyasi Cline-Heard with the foul.
Boy, if you're a guard, you got to love playing with Calvin Booth. He starts some fast breaks, some open floor opportunities for you. And at the other end, why not respond? Get him involved a little bit. The elevation and not a hand near the pupils. Able to convert, and he has been doing it for quite a while now. 329. That is incredible.
And the amazing thing about it is the junior out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio, 6'11". He only weighs 205. Now, he is a long drink of water.
And Ivory with the good hands here. Pressure the passer. That's so important. You never know what you're going to come up with. Titus on the money.
Booth way outside this time.
Pretty, that's their play there.
This is to Jackson for the hoop.
2 guys jumped out. Great acknowledgement by Lisicky.
10-point ball game, and Ron Jirsa wants a timeout. 22nd timeout. This is the largest lead of the night by the Nittany Lions.
We talked early in the game how efficient they are in offense. There's the jump out, the ability to spot, so unselfish as Carl Jackson gets a little room service right here. No tip included either, Carl. Give a little pat and acknowledgement.
Good look at Booth. I talked about there's just not a lot of meat on those bones. 6'11", but barely over 200 pounds.
He really doesn't have the frame to put it on either, does he? I'm sure.
But again, he's almost like, Jumaine Jones, quiet young man who is not demonstrative in voice on the court, but just leads through example.
Well, he sure does. And what an example, blocking shots. Nice curl by Gigi. Oh, he's got it.
Well, they left him alone, and he short-armed it. Well, Georgia's going to go back and look at video of this one and say, yeah, Jackson traveled. Boy, they have missed so many open looks in this second half. Timeout on the floor. 46-36, just under 12 to play.
There's a company out there in the business of moving things. It's not a trucking company or a shipping company, and it doesn't carry packages overnight. It's a company in the business of moving ideas. What's the name of this company? Well, here's a hint. The first letter is G. And the company is one you might have thought was just a telephone company. GTE. The people of GTE have built a company that now goes far beyond the telephone. We're people moving ideas via long distance, wireless, video, internet, airphone, directories, and local telephone lines.
People moving ideas.
That's what we do at GTE. That's who we are. We're people moving ideas. GTE.
The new Lincoln Town Car poses a dilemma for your accountant. Is it travel or entertainment? The new Town Car from Lincoln. Still exactly what a luxury car should be.
10-point game. Jim Delaney, the commissioner of the Big Ten, to the right. And, of course, it's Roy Kramer, the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, sitting on the left.
Two power brokers, huh?
Yeah, I'll say.
Watching their teams perform, but early in the evening, the ability to penetrate. Kevin Clark sick, or at least in the morning sick. In the evening, he was ready to perform. Great numbers.
Look at that. Career high 30 points, 9 of 16, and free throw department 9 of 9. Had 4 assists. And the amazing thing is, down the stretch, when it really came to crunch time, Minnesota in overtime didn't miss from the charity stripe. 10 of 10.
No,
that's, I don't care what your percentage is. When it comes in clutch, that's what
tells you a lot. Doesn't it about your players?
That's right.
And Fresno outmanned and outnumbered, too.
Billy, listen to this. Georgia in the second half, 2 of 14, 14%. And Penn State is at 55% in the second half.
Now, do you attribute that to defense? I think they've had some good looks, Georgia.
You know what?
They haven't made them.
I don't want to take anything away from Penn State, but you're right. I know of at least 5 good
easy
looks.
ones.
Yeah. Harrison opened the second half. Harrison's missed 3 open looks. Gigi just a moment ago.
And I like it now. You get him back in the game. Makes a nice pass. Harrison. Chadwick makes the other. The second one.
Georgia trying to make a run here. Don't want to look up and see that double-digit deficit growing even more. This is Gray's outside against Harrison.
Greg Gray's solid point guy, I think. Well, so much for my theory. But,
well, a color chart would help. Color chart.
That was a great type of pass.
Harrison, and he got whacked.
Now, I'm just quoting Jerry Dunn, obviously. Can't lay that on my doorstep. But the games I've watched, he's been terrific, playing for Joe Crispin.
That's 3 fouls on Lisicky. And Lisicky's going to go to the bench. Titus Ivory will come in and replace him. That's at the 11:01 mark. We'll see how long they leave him out.
Oh, you had the jumper, Derrick.
Ransom for 3. Nope. Still nobody wants to step up. Hall score it. An opportunity for a three-pointer.
And a nice job by Lorenzo. He searched out the body. You got to go at the shot blocker.
Lorenzo Hall was the starter, 6'9", 272. And Ron Jirsa said no discredit to him, but they had trouble running with him as one of the starting five.
He was relegated to the bench before the NIT. You can see right there, Booth giving ground as Hall keeps leaning and looking. You got to go at him, go into him a little bit. A shot blocker wants that cushion. He doesn't want a body on him.
All way too hard. One thing I didn't mention, he is a 41% free throw shooter.
Now, you didn't get that in time, though.
I don't think he would have jinxed him for Bill any more than it already did. 6-point game, 10.5 to play.
And you can see the back inside.
Stevenson got a good look, tips the ball away, and here comes Georgia.
Big trip for Georgia right now.
Going to blow right by him. Harrison with the left hand. Can't make it with the right, do it with the left.
He took it away from the defense, too. Great selection, but how about him in that lane? That is his game.
First points for him in the second half. He now has 6. 10 minutes left in the second semifinal game. Who will meet Minnesota?
A nice little play when you think of Jirsa. Got him out just to get his head relaxed a little bit. Get him right back in. Harrison.
Well, Grays want to take that shot. Somebody talk. Stevenson almost took Harrison's head off.
That was a pick.
Oh, I'm telling you.
You count your chicklets on that kind of a pick. But getting in the lane, so important to their offense. A little shake and bake, and the drift away from Booth is what made that a sensational release.
4-point game. Jerry Dunn is up and a little bit concerned right now. This 10-point lead has melted. Gray's way outside. I mean, that thing was well beyond the NBA line.
And they're going to break here. Got a piece, went off red.
You get long, quick caroms when you shoot them out that far.
And that's important against three-point shooters, running down the misses. Jerry Dunn willing to take a little run, save Lisicky with the 3.
Almost stolen. And it is.
Pretty good recovery.
Yeah, that was a nice job, and they steal it in return, and Ivory's going to get... Oh.
Hey, everybody looking for the attention on that one, but I think that was more going for the basketball. Just happened to be the head involved. You know who made that play? Gyasi Cline-Heard. I mean, he hustled back, stopped the fast break. Just sensational defense. It leads to the opportunity here of Titus Ivory trying to go wire to wire. Hey, the Tark's still watching the game. A lot of people using those towels in different mannerisms on the sideline. Blame it all on John Thompson. I think this Tark started with the towel, John followed.
Back to a 6-point ball game as we're about to go into 9 to play. Dukes is left alone, and that's going to be way too hard. And here comes Penn State. Whoa.
And you don't need it. Titus knows, and Jerry Dunn cajoling there on the sideline.
Jackson stayed down there. Is he okay?
I don't know whether he got a shot in the mouth. He was checking.
Or his mouthpiece got knocked out or something. But you're right.
Oh, he's still feeling there.
Yeah.
He's counting the numbers, maybe.
He could be counting chicklets. You're right.
Incisors. Hopefully he's not back in the bicuspids.
It's amazing. G.G. Smith has been out for a long time now, and so has Jones. And Georgia has continued to close the gap here.
And Jackson took a shot earlier. That one was almost a giveaway to get himself organized. It's tough. And there's that left arm just shot him, a little ricochet. What that frequently happens is people get turned to go the other way.
Okay, so Ivory is out. Booth comes back in. And Jumaine Jones back into the lineup. We knew he would not be gone too long. Lisicky also back in the lineup.
Well, they get a foul in the low post area. Hurd trying to defend Jones. Penn State's confused Georgia with their exchanges. A lot of switching on anything along the baseline.
Gigi is still out as he rests on the bench. Jones has got 17 points in this game. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Well, that's impressive by Calvin Booth. He went all the way across the lane. He doesn't let others rebound. He'll take it himself. They're going to get a foul down here on Hall.
The tip can't get it to go. Hall will save it.
Boy, can Ray blow by. Oh, my goodness. Jones on a platter. And all of a sudden, Harrison got back in the game. He has been solid.
Tune into ESPN on Thursday, 9 o'clock for college basketball's high risers and long-range gunners. Slam dunk and three-point championship. You'll see Bryce Drew and Curtis Staple in the three-point competition. Ruben Patterson and Felipe Lopez in the slam dunk competition.
I've seen Staples. He can fill it up. That'll be interesting with Bryce Drew. Wasn't that one of the great stories? Valpo and father's son.
No question.
Terrific run. Reminiscent of Hoosiers, everybody felt.
Georgia had missed 4 straight before that make just now by Jumaine Jones. Couldn't get that one to go. And Hall battles and gets the ball away. And knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Georgia. So there's a break in the action. Let's take it with them. 7:50 to play in our game. The Nittany Lions leading by 5.
The season has come down to this. Timeout. And Bill Parcells really wants a timeout, but they won't stop the clock. Somebody stop the clock. Do you believe this? Will somebody stop the clock? This could be happening to you because most long-distance companies don't stop the clock when you hang up. They round up your calls. LCI stops charging the second you hang up. What this place needs is LCI. Are you hard of hearing, ref? Stop that clock.
At the track, the crew of 20 keeps my car running at peak performance. But at the Gordon Garage, I'm the crew. So to get every ounce of performance out of the family ride, I use new Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic Fuel System Treatment. It cleans and treats your entire fuel system so your car runs at its best for up to 5,000 miles. Hey, my race car will last to run good for 500 miles.
Use new Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic Fuel System Treatment. It's the 5,000-mile performer. And try new Synchron Synthetic Engine Treatment for premium engine protection.
What's my prize? Simple. To create a sports magazine readers love. A magazine you can't put down. A magazine you take to the gym with you.
I want to feature on the next superstars. Bryant, Rodriguez, Stewart, Lindros. What makes them tick? How they handling depression? Do they think they can win the big one? And give me something on the NC. 2 ways. Who's going to the big dance?
Details, damn it. The reader wants details. And when someone says to me, it's impossible, it can't be done, I consider that my personal invitation to succeed.
Print it, baby!
5-point game with 7:50 left to play. And if you want to know the impact of this tournament as far as what happens after they have been in the NIT and then going to the NCAA, look at this one. 1971, Carolina won the NIT. 72, they won the championship. You also can see that Louisville won the NCAA after winning the NIT in 1985. And does this man figure large? You bet he does. One of 4 teams in the Final Four to commence in San Antonio on Saturday. Chadwick back out to Dukes, and they're looking for a pony to ride, and they just can't find anybody with the shooting.
I think they ought to go back to that dribble drive and then kick or get Jones to do some damage on the low box away from Booth. Tough shot. Fade, he makes that, though. That's his shot in the lane. He gets a little deeper and fades.
He's got 12 points. We were just talking during the timeout with as many looks as Georgia's had in the second half. And as Chadwick bangs it in off the glass, favored is shooting 35%. They might be leading this ball game.
And look at this hustle. Nice play by Chadwick. And Booth, the guy they throw it into, his job is to look over. And that last basket couldn't have hit higher on the glass because of Booth either. He used it all.
Well, Dukes goes to the bench. G.G. Smith comes back in at the 7:10 mark. Thursday night, the championship game. The Golden Gophers of Minnesota are there. They won in overtime in the first game tonight, 91-89 over Fresno State.
They got to get into their stuff, which can be effective. A lot of screens. Hop out by Lisicky. See, now that's not a good pass because he killed his dribble.
Shot clock is under 10. And Hall with a reach in, and Jirsa just looks at the ground. Here we had a good defensive sequence going. Shot clock is going down to 7, and just a silly reach in.
Lorenzo gets a body on guys. That time he's out away from the basket where he can't dominate.
Got a meat hook on him.
Nothing left but the meat hook. Once again, not a clean catch, forced to kill the dribble. There's their flex. Little screen along the baseline. Oh, he got banged.
Hall putting the body on him again. Won't go down, and Lorenzo comes away with the rebound.
They won't let him turn and get it. He's tough going to the goal.
Harrison has the shot blocked.
Heard.
Cline-Heard got it.
Nice position. He's giving him a nice lift.
He really has, Bill.
And there's the reach in. They both get it. Well, Ray Harrison trying to stimulate. I love them getting to the rim. That time trying to come up with a defensive steal.
That's 3 fouls in Harrison, and Jirsa just hopped up and said, leave him alone. Quit talking to the official. Play the game.
Now, both clubs looking for people. Lisicky on the one and Harrison on the other. I think they have to put their teams on their shoulders. Lisicky obviously more with the jump shot pass threat. I think Harrison's got to get himself in the lane and either dominate on his own or find somebody.
Well, what Harrison's fussing about, he thought he got bodied on that layup just a moment ago. And that's what Jirsa said, just play. Leave the official alone. That ball's tipped by Smith.
Gigi with nicer. Look at this deep NBA job.
Crispin way off the mark.
Cleanly, both ends. We walked.
Sure did. G.G. Smith can't get it to go. Hall back to Harrison. Smith on the drive. Foul is going to be on Crispin.
And Gigi does a great job getting it up on the glass. I mean, that almost had a chance to go in. There's a blow-by to the tin by the little guy. They've done this nicely in their motion. Cleared out a wing a number of times tonight, but initiated the contact and still looking for a little kiss reward.
Georgia's only 3 of 7 at the line this half. They've missed 5 of their last 6. Smith puts it into that. The amazing thing is, just we were talking at the timeout a moment ago, to have played this badly and still be in the ballgame is a miracle.
And the way they can step it up defensively, it's a concern, I would think, for Penn State.
Yeah, definitely has to be, because Jerry Dunn knows that bam, and he was up by 10. All of a sudden, they cut it to 4 about 5 minutes ago.
And the changing looks, the full court pressure, mostly straight up man. Once they get over the timeline, they get 2. They got to go over the top here.
That ball is going to go to Georgia.
And that's the same kind of play we saw in the first game. The ball was thrown into the leg. A little bit different when it's thrown into a leg. And Jerry Dunn a little upset. A little too loose that time.
Yeah, he knows they're wasting opportunities. That's what we were talking about. He doesn't want to give Georgia an opportunity to wake up. Hall.
Well, he's waking up. He's been a power broker defensively. And that time got the body.
Lisicky with 3. Well, there's a silencer. Takes it back to a 4-point game.
Look at that crossover. Oh, big time.
How high did he have to shoot that, Bill?
Gigi, what a feel above the box.
2-point ball game. Booth was up so high, and how he got it over him, I don't know.
He came a long way.
Let's take another look at it. Watch how high this thing goes up.
Well, from the right box, you can just see Booth. Look at that. That thing's above the boxing with touch.
Say what, Bill, if the championship game on Thursday night is half as much fun as the two semifinal games have been.
Two pretty even teams, though.
Yeah.
Nobody a knockout team.
Gigi Smith is out. Lorenzo Hall is out as well.
How about that number, 61 of 70. Confident guy running the show. Coming in as a rookie. Expecting Danny Earl to teach him a little bit.
Well, he holds the freshman record at Penn State, right? 23 free throws in a row.
Until the Dayton game. And he missed one.
Greg Gray is freshman out of Southfield, Michigan. Checks in. Crispin, 14 points for him tonight. And as we mentioned, they don't look for him to score quite as much as maybe early on. 4-point Nittany Lion lead.
They give Hall a little bit of a blow, so they don't have that inside factor right now. It's all perimeter. Larry Brown's got to pick and get to the rim.
Shot clock is under 10. And Harrison up over the top of Booth. It's not there. Brown on the follow, and he misses. Jumaine Jones got it.
And all those bodies pushing the white shirts under a little bit deeper. Can't elevate under the 10.
I know a bunch of kids are going to go to sleep quickly and easily tonight, Bill. This has been a really physical game.
It sure has.
20 points now for Jumaine Jones. 2-point ball game.
And that's tough for Booth, Ron, being physical. Takes away his, look at this use of the flare. Good reaction.
Ivory along that baseline. Boy, talk about unlucky. That ball did everything but go down, and then he picks up the foul. Ten-team fouls against the Nittany Lions.
You're wondering how they're hanging close. Well, they've been giving it a lot of effort. The ability to get in position, to rebound, give second effort. You can see there Jones, after Brown's miss, able to provide a lift. They are scrappy.
13 rebounds for the man at the line. And maybe the fatigue is having its toll on him.
Yeah, a little bit. Although that one, he just sort of backed off, front-ended it.
Yeah. He's an 80% free throw shooter. But boy, in the second half alone, Georgia's free throws have not aided them at all.
And he's struggling at 3 for 6. Gigi Smith back in. He's gotten plenty of rest, and Jones able to convert that time, so they're ready for the stretch.
So let's take a break. 1-point game.
Don't worry. I won't be long.
Oh, okay.
Hey, buddy. Over here. In petites.
Whoa. Have a Bud Light. This is awesome.
Yeah, we love shopping.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
If you're not experiencing ultimate luxury, maybe you're in the wrong car. Introducing a new town car from Lincoln. Still exactly what a luxury car should be.
For some reason, Americans shake Polaroid photos while they develop. It's completely unnecessary, but it's no less strange than what they do in other countries. The vigorous head rub of China is just one of many methods. Most are physical, but some are purely spiritual. In India, the anticipation can last months, while the Scots, as they often do, turn to their livestock. But regardless of the means, the enjoyment of seeing what develops is indeed universal.
55-54. Coming up on SportsCenter, Fresno and Minnesota highlights as the Golden Gophers have moved into the finals on Thursday. Coaching changes and also National Hockey League trade deadline. SportsCenter coming up next. Talk about some close finishes. Look at these numbers, Bill, as far as Georgia in close losses. 4 games by 2-1 in overtime, by 4 points, 1 game by 5-4. So 9 of their 14 losses, 5 points or less.
Now, not degrading the graphic. Good conferences, that's what happens. You got to win those games. I mean, you're in a tilt every night, and you know who they've played down in the Southeastern Conference. High level of competition. That's going to happen. You just got to learn how to win them. Maybe it's the free throws that's part of the dilemma.
Well, you're right. They are only 6 of 12 in free throws in this second half.
And you got to play Kentucky twice, too, generally. That makes it for tough evenings. Little screen, now a screen down for Lisicky.
And there's the push. As that time, Hall got 2 hands on him.
He has been doing a great job getting that body underneath him. 69% free throw shooter, Calvin.
That's the 8th team foul. It's the second one on Lorenzo Hall.
Now, when I first read this number, he had 10 blocks versus Dayton. That's incredible when you think of it. And if I'm reading the numbers correctly.
About to go under 3 minutes left in his second semifinal game. Hall. They normally don't depend on him offensively. Doesn't get it. Jumaine Jones takes it up strong. And Hall's going to save this one.
And Jones really wants it. Might as well use him. Look at that nice play by Ivory. And they get a foul. Yeah, maybe Titus.
Yeah, they got...
No? Lisicky or... Yeah. Well, right here, begging.
It's Ivory.
You like to get your big guy. In this case, Jones is their presence underneath, begging and wanting the basketball. He does attract the crowd. There you go. A little bit of a flow the last 2 free throws. Speaking of crowds, it was nice to see you relaxed in Midtown today. It's not like Austin, I know.
No, there's nothing relaxing about Midtown Manhattan, Billy.
Well, you draw a crowd, though.
The last Georgia lead was 26-24. They're up by 1. And believe it or not, they're shooting 33%. That is incredible. G.G. Smith will pick up the foul.
That tells you the character of Joe Crispin. I mean, he was undeterred. Turn a corner. They took away any option. He was willing to go all the way to the rim with that one.
So Stevenson is out. Titus Ivory with 4 fouls goes to the bench. 2:42 to play. Foul situation. Double bonus for the Bulldogs, and 9 team fouls on Georgia. So 1 more, and all of a sudden Penn State has that same opportunity.
But Crispin's on the foul. Reminds you of Shaman Williams. Just mark it down. Go back.
1-point lead, Penn State.
Little stack set.
Hall got it away. Loses it, and on the trap, Penn State saves it, and Jumaine Jones with the reach in.
Now that's good officiating, because if that's let go, it's certainly a disadvantage to Penn State. The scramble, you can't blame Georgia. They really got after it. And how about the great pass by Lisicky and Booth? The strength to catch and also the ability to post and help them in the backcourt. Any more pumping on this one, there would have been water, I think, Ron. Yeah. Booth makes you change your approach. And he just about grazes He can elevate and dominate, and the ability to shoot free throws so important down the stretch. The big guy got 1 of 2.
11 of 15 from the stripe for Penn State this half. Too hard off the front iron. Crispin almost loses it, and he did.
Well, I think what happened, Jones was out of bounds when Crispin got the basketball.
2-point game. Tell you what, they are on their feet here. A lot of folks from Penn State in town to see it.
2 terrific games. How about Crispin blowing by the trap? Ooh. A little nudge. Yeah, he kept that left arm in, though. That's what kept it in play.
Shot clock is at 10. 3 on the way, and Lisicky.
Oh, some guys like to step up. There was no question in his mind, Ron.
No, you're right. Total confidence. (61-56) Lisicky. What a time to do it. But you know, in talking with his head coach, Jerry Dunn, he said this is what the kid's made of. He thrives off this kind of pressure.
He's a young man who everybody's looking to for the shot. And not only shots through the course of the game, but when the game's on the line. A lot of people will shoot the basketball and want to shoot, but Pete wants to take the shot.
So it's just, that's the point that you were just making. Some guys love the spotlight at that time.
And Jerry Dunn knows who his man at that time of the game is. I got the biggest kick out of how he was turning before he caught the ball. I mean, there was no question he was going to take that knockdown from deep.
Sports Center coming up next, immediately following this second semifinal game. And in case you're just now joining us, Minnesota won the first semifinal game tonight in overtime over Fresno State, 91-89. Clark with a career-high 30 points for the Gophers, and all they did was hit 10 for 10 from the free throw line in overtime. Now, the situation here, timeouts, Georgia with 2, full timeouts, 120. Penn State, 1 full timeout and 2 20s.
And Jerry's not worried about cholesterol, I see. And right now, the digestive tract uncomfortable on both ends of the coaching benches. Little high pick.
Under 2 minutes to play.
And they better take a good shot here. Go to the rim. Don't settle deep.
Harrison, hand in his face. Couldn't get it to go. Hall tipped it. And Penn State has the basketball. Greg Stevenson.
A real good challenge on Harrison in the lane, too. Made him double clutch it.
6-0 run by Penn State right now.
Use clock wisely. Still run your stuff. They make a mistake. Take advantage. You don't want to foul now.
1 minute left in the ball game. Shot clock is at 10.
See that? All that time, 8 seconds. Just guard. Let him shoot. Challenge. Rebound. Go the other way. Now you give one of the premier free throw shooters at 87%, Joe Crispin, a chance to get 2.
1979 was the last time 2 teams from the same conference met for the NIT championship. And right now, 55.8 seconds away from that happening, with Minnesota already there, and Penn State right now with a 62-56 lead. And that mountain is getting taller for Georgia.
Well, eventually, bad shooting is going to hurt you. The ability to get themselves off the dribble into contention was a factor. Defensive maneuver here. And they're going to pressure them a little bit, make them use the floor. Got to keep a little time out. Gigi was ready to take Titus Ivory.
Timeout called by Jirsa, and what have we got, 20 or full? Full timeout, so let's take it with him. 63-56, the Nittany Lions.
When it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. National Car Rental, the official car rental company of ESPN. So what are you waiting for? Let's go!
poses a dilemma for your accountant. Is it travel or entertainment? The new town car from Lincoln. Still exactly what a luxury car should be.
Oh, Canada, my native home, my own runs young and free, from far and wide, makes me stand on guard. I need the words.
So here's the situation. 51.3 seconds left. Penn State leading by 7 over the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's just called a timeout. And as soon as this one's over, we'll be getting you to Sports Center. So stay with us. Thursday night, the championship game, 7:30 Eastern time from here at the Garden. Bill Raftery and I will be on hand for that one. And for these kids, a lot of people are going to take the day off, work out a little bit, but also go to the theater tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think they got a nice little day for the performers, but right now, for Georgia to get back in, it's got to be a quick hitter. And usually they ran the high pick. Now they're going to set nice penetration.
Dukes drills it. That is inside the three-point line.
Got to give it.
So 5-point game, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Harrison begging for a reprieve, but Lisicky said, nope, you knocked it out.
And what a tough spot to take it out now. This is an ideal. They may be able to get a back screen layup. Let's see if they do it. Everybody up defensively. If Booth goes and gets somebody.
Ransom is in. Chadwick is in. Nordin goes to the bench. Also Dukes.
He threw it off.
And a timeout called by Penn State. Shot clock shows 28 and the game clock 38.3.
Well, some things you have to do to beat pressure, right? How about that one? Thank goodness there's a little padding there. And if this doesn't work, there would have been a rumble in the Penn State timeout.
Yeah,
I assure you. Well, that takes a little courage of its own. I'd rather the courage on the three-pointer with Lisicky. See if they go long.
Booth is fouled by Ransom.
One of those cases where you just throw it up, nobody on the floor, Booth's side, get it up in the air.
As I said just a moment ago, Sports Center coming up next, immediately following the ball game.
Now they'll be on hold for a few minutes with the giveaways.
For Booth tonight. And the thing he's upset with himself over, I'm sure, is the same applause we gave Minnesota a moment ago, and that's clutch time.
Yep.
Got to hit those things because it could be closer than a 5-point ball game. Got the second.
They pushed real fast, Gigi. They picked if he can find somebody.
Lost it. That's a turnover. Not knocked out of bounds, and he is not very happy with himself. As Crispin will check back into the lineup. Greg Stevenson goes out. 29.5 seconds remaining.
A lot of defensive subbing right here by Georgia. Step and go. They get one.
There's that long outlet pass. G.G. Smith is back here. He touched it last, but he kept Lisicky from getting the long breakaway. And, of course, Penn State doing it without Jarrett Stephens, who injured his knee back in the first half. And it's an injury to the ACL. They don't know exactly how serious it is. They were taking him to evaluate it. Well, tune in to ESPN all week for the latest from the Final Four. Join hosts Chris Fowler and Dan Patrick as they direct traffic among Dick Digger and Quinn Buckner. Coverage begins this Thursday at 11 p.m.
Dan Patrick in the studio waiting for Sports Center, and Penn State, incidentally, did beat Dayton. And Dan Patrick won't be too happy with this outcome. He'll just have to withhold some donations. I know he sends a few.
Isn't it amazing? They not only have signs now, they have pictures of the talent. 27.5 seconds left. I don't know exactly where these guys are going. I do know that Clem Haskins, since his club has won, when they won this title in 1993, I know that Clem's taking his kids to the theater tomorrow night because that was a good luck charm for them. He was at the Majestic seeing Phantom of the Opera.
And you were there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Crispin's been solid all game, and yet the jumper by Lisicky was so important to Jerry Dunn and his guys.
The 1-3 by Lisicky about a minute and a half ago really was the huge shot of this ball game, but still Crispin, what a night for a freshman. 18 points, perfect from the free throw line at 6 of 6.
Well, that doesn't happen too often either.
Jones pulls up at the 3. He's way off the mark on that one. The outlet pass, and Booth's going to be fouled with 18.1 seconds left. And I think that probably start putting the hymnals away, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Get the ushers, huh? Clean the seats. Booth didn't want to give that ball up either. He could have used some clock. You like guys to catch, give.
The same as last time. Missed the first, got the second, and 11 points for the big guy. 3 won't go. Booth skies for the rebound, loses it. Chadwick will get it to go with 7.2 seconds left.
Let's see if they're going to send him right back in. No, they're going to take the full. They got a full timeout, Ron.
So we'll take the break with them. 7.2 seconds left. 6-point lead.
What's the matter, clown boy? You need to make a call, but you don't have the change. Cheer up, Spunky, there's a way. Just use 1-800-COLLECT. It's 10 cents a minute every evening. Saves a bundle of cash, you can talk longer, too. Go ahead, make some calls. That's great. Mine's 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening.
6-point lead, Penn State with 7.2 seconds left. So it looks as though if 7.2 seconds from now they can hold on, unless a miracle occurs, it'll take us back in history to 1979, the last time 2 teams from the same conference played for the championship of the National Invitational Tournament. And reminding you, that's on Thursday night, right here on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern Time start. Lisicky will just hold on to it. Stolen, and this one is history. The Nittany Lions of Penn State have advanced to the championship game with a 66-60 win over the Bulldogs of Georgia. So, Lisicky, with a big three-pointer, nails it, and his club wins by 6. For Bill Raftery, Ron Franklin saying so long for New York. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Sports Center.
The comeback edition of Sports Center, Sean Gilbert's no longer a holdout, but he may also no longer be a Redskin. Upon further review, the NFL takes another look at instant replay.
It's too bad we even started instant replay, but we did.
Utah was seeking a home win to help its home court case, while the Wizards and Magic need some new tricks to make a playoff run.
Yeah.
The women's number one was looking over her shoulder at a sister act.
In the end, it's going to be 3-9. 3-9, we're just too strong.
The Flyers and Devils know where they stand, unlike the numerous NHL players sent all over the map before the trade deadline.
The Nittany Lions found themselves saying, here we go again, after their second leading scorer, Jarrett Stephens, went down.
I was hoping he was all right because, it kind of made me sick, because it just looked so much like Danny when he did it.
At the beginning of the season, when Danny Earl went down, you wouldn't figure Penn State would be here at the NIT Final, but a freshman point guard stepped up big time. Joe Crispin has been a major part of Penn State's turnaround this season.
Well, Crispin showed a lot of guts all year. And that's the type of kid he is, as all of our kids. I mean, tonight we had a lot of guys step up, and I think that's the sign of a maturing team and a good team.
It's been a long season, and I think I've learned a lot. Anytime you're playing night in, night out, you're going to learn something new every day. And I think everyone's starting to realize my role. I think I'm starting to realize my role a little bit more. Towards the middle of the season, things kind of changed, and my role kind of fluctuated a little bit.
Really, I've been telling all the guys that we have the potential to be a very good team, and it just took us till about midway through the Big Ten season till everybody realized that and realized what their role was to make us a great team.
Penn State realized each other's roles just in time to go after their first postseason championship in school history, Thursday against Minnesota. Reporting from Madison Square Garden, Phil Shaner, Channel 69 Sports.
Thanks a lot, and good luck to Pete and the Lions. On to hockey. The Flyers are now 12 points behind.